Hello, welcome to another installation of TechTalk. We've got something really special. I can see someone that I haven't seen for a little while, but I'll hand it over to you, Mike. What's this about?
Yeah, so don't change the channel. You've got the right TechTalk. You haven't flicked onto an older one by accident. We've got Kurt back in for a chat, which is fantastic. You've heard of the band, the Australian Crawl, but today we're going to hear about Kurt's Australian Crawl. And it's going to be good for a bit of a catch-up, guys. How you been, mate?
I've been really well, man. Really, really well. Look, it has been a crawl. We've really covered...
Where have you been?
We've covered every state now. So last one was WA, just last week. So that was every state then. So I think we've doubled up on a few. But first time over to WA, which is great. It's been fantastic. I think what's been really great to see out there is to work with so many different contractors on so many different levels, whether you're just starting out or you've been in the game or you're a seasoned professional. I can step into an operation and see where I can help and tweak it. You know what I mean? And I think as any business right now in this climate, staying ahead of the game is so important. Training, developing in your business, whether it be your guys or yourself, or if you're a one-man business, there's always something to learn. It's really fresh to get around professionals like yourselves and myself going out there doing it now and just keeping on top of it, because it's still evolving. And I don't know everything. And I still go out to some jobs and see how guys do things sometimes that are like, you know what, that makes sense. And that's pretty cool. You're forever learning. And it's been a great response from everyone. It's been hard because I'm going to an environment where I have no control over the concrete. Normally we're in some kind of dusty, dodgy area that has just been rallied up quickly, a nice piece of concrete that might be contaminated with oils and, it's fallen apart. So I've definitely had my challenges, but I guess that's what's great about it, is that we can get into an environment, real time, real life, and really tackle those issues when we're there. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
What's been some of the more sort of common things that you found in with people?
Probably the most common things. I guess one of the biggest things the Rock Up Group do when we go out there is we work on really getting them a process put together. So it's probably one of the first things I ask is, what is your process? What are you taking to market, really? What's your product that you're selling? And I guess that's really where we hone in on, because there can be a lot of times a bit of a jumble or a bit of a miscommunication on how things are going. So it's really great to rein that in and trying to set guys up with a simple methodology on how to polish concrete. And when you do get to that level where you are performing and you are getting great results, fine, tweak it around, play around with some things that you think might be able to get you there a lot quicker. But if you don't have the fundamentals of that process time and time again, you're just going to get to the end result a lot slower. So yeah. I guess commonly that would be one of the main things that I'm running into at the moment, and that's my space. I love that, because setting guys up to success is awesome. I get a massive kick out of it.
Nice. I have one question. You've seen multiple customers now, or I wouldn't call them customers for you, like contractors that are working day in, day out, grinding concrete, polishing. They engage Rock Up Group for a particular reason, right? So what do you find is the biggest issue out there in the industry? What you're seeing the most of, like the struggles? What's the biggest struggle, let's say?
I've been pretty fortunate to work with a bunch of different machines now, which is good. So understanding the expectations of that particular machine that they're using can be really different based on knowing your process and what your diamond tooling can do. And it can be all determined on how the operator is using it. And I guess, again, it comes back down to the process. Like, just because you might have a light machine or a four-headed machine or a three-headed machine, you've still got the ability with the right tooling and the right setup to be able to still, get that result that you're after quicker, rather than just, I'll get the stone up when I get the stone up, It takes as many passes as it takes. You guys know that if someone says that to me, it's like, challenge accepted. Yeah, that's
going to say probably being a sales rep that's been on site with you, probably time management would be another big thing. People's time on site and making the most of their time and that sort of thing probably be another big one for you, would it?
Oh, 100%. It depends on the level of contractor that I'm working with, and the size or the job that they're doing. But once again, like I'll say it again, if you don't have your product, if you don't have your Big Mac, how can you time management? How do you know what that production line is going to be? How do you know how quickly to get it out if your process is a little bit shaky and you've taken bit from column A, bit from column B, that worked on that job, so I'm going to bring it in on that job, and then you get to the end of it and you've got this bit of a messy stuff. So it's really interesting because I've really learned out there now that it's really based on the process, and it's good.
Kurt, you mentioned that you did learn a few things on your travels. I want to know what surprised you the most in your adventures. Something that you knew was out there, but whether it was a machine or a particular process, anything that surprised you, I guess, in a positive way that you didn't expect.
What pleasantly surprised me, I guess, going back is working with other machinery. You know what I mean? Like I've always been very fortunate in my career to be working with high performance machinery and a certain type, the Husky range. So that has been my world for a very long time. So to open my eyes up and start working with some four-headed machines, HTCs, Clindex, all that type of stuff, I love getting in there and seeing, well, how far can we push these machines? Because a lot of time I get onto site, what surprises me is that I get this said to me, you've got to keep it at this speed. You've got to keep it here. And I'm like, why? Because that's what they say to keep it at. Well, I challenge that, and I love that challenge, because if you've got a machine there that's high performance, it's three-phase, it's there to do its job, well, let's see where we can get this machine going. And with the right setup underneath, a lot of guys are surprised, and I'm surprised on the capability of what they can do. Especially with the HTCs, like in the polishing side of things, they're really great polishing machines, So I was surprised, as me being Rock Up Group, is the types of machine and how they can perform out there. So it's good to understand that, because there's so many contractors who've got so many different stuff, and I need to adapt and understand how they all work properly. So that's the biggest surprise for me, going, actually, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool stuff. Well, if you got, come on, keep it flowing.
Still got it, Kurt. You still got it.
Josh,
you still got it.
Be careful with this question. Whatever that question is in your head, shorten it, and don't confuse me with it.
The smiling assassin, mate. He's coming for you.
No. Mate, been away for a little while. I want you to feel welcome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be kind, Dr. Kurt.
Yes.
In your opinion, if you were to give us an update on the current health of the industry, where do you think we're at, and what things do you think, as an industry as a whole, we need to collaborate on and work on?
Okay, that's a good one. So I'll first start with pricing. No one likes to talk about pricing and what they can get for a square metre rate. What I've seen in my travels, that the rates for polished concrete are still the same rates they were 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, because of inflation.
So to me, that's, there's inflation going on everywhere, you know what I mean? Stuff goes up, it happens. When we've got superior tooling out there and guys are just doing fantastic floors and we're creating these beautiful boutique products, why are we going to be sitting in this circle of going, well, that's all we can get for the metre? And I've had some real success with guys in New South Wales, in Byron Bay the other week, that we got a few contractors in a room together. And it's like, you know what, as a group now, and you guys are all getting the same calls, this is the time to lift. It's time to lift together. That's the only way it's going to work, as the contractor pools in each state lift together. But that needs to come with quality, measurables, and the product that they're actually delivering. And that is happening. We are seeing that. You just need to look at Instagram and the follower. It's all happening. There is some fantastic products and flooring getting produced out there, especially in the polish industry. So why aren't we rising? And it takes guys like ourselves and pros to get out there and push that and make them feel comfortable to put it up, because everyone else is. Why wouldn't we? So that's one thing. Now I've forgotten your question, because I knew that would happen. What was the question again?
You sort of answered both questions. The first question was a bit of a health check for the industry. Where are we at? The second question is, what do we all need to do collectively to bring the industry up? I wasn't necessarily speaking just for pricing. I was just asking in general, and you've highlighted what your thoughts were from having a sticky beak around the country and seeing what's going on. And I completely agree with you. There's amazing work getting done there today, and what people are getting, the consumers are getting for their money versus 10 years ago. Man, it's like we're just offering heavy discounts on premium products.
Exactly.
It's not making much sense, and all of the pricing pressures continue to come as well. So you've got that cost that we have no control over. And as an industry, I agree, we all need to work together to ensure that that we can survive this.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to take one example now with diesel, the price that it is. And what percentage of contractors out there right now are running generators with diesel, and they're van on diesel? Like, I filled up my generator the other day for one of my guys, and I was like, holy crap, how are we going to recoup this cost back? Not in my standard square metre rate, that's for sure. And I think, the consumer, I think they understand that. I think it just needs, we shouldn't be scared to raise prices. I don't want to make this conversation too much about pricing, but it is one thing that I've seen out there. And I think that we're delivering such good products that we somewhat deserve, with the hard work we put in, to be able to slowly start lifting it together.
Maybe the way out of that, Kurt, we're talking about a few different things there, but also, if you are in business for yourself and that sort of thing there, and it's easy with us guys sitting here, maybe we take it for granted a little bit, but I'm sure, Kurt, part of your conversation with your clients is a bit of salesmanship, back yourself, have that bit of a portfolio, whether it be scrolling through on your Instagram page, showing the customer, building value to your brand as far as what you're providing, but also just the professionalism of your company, and that's why you're standing in front of them, and a good reason to sort of pick you and go with you, and building that value, I guess.
Yeah, I look, a lot of my talks when I was speaking to the contractors, a lot of it does come back down to the sales talk. A lot of it can be just sorted out, any issues, any concrete place, all of that stuff could have been covered in the sales process and the contracts. You hear me bang on about it all the time with contracts, and I still bang on about it. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself and your client. There's a lot of people to protect. It's yourself, the builder, and the builder's client. And that can be all taken care of at concept stage. And I guess as a contractor, it's not, it doesn't always happen, but if you can be engaged at concept stage, you've got the best way to safeguard their project, because that's how you can raise prices, is that you can bring that professionalism to the start of the job and communicate at the start of the job to safeguard everyone's process moving forward.
Build that value, show the value, show what they're getting for that premium price, the premium product you're going to produce, and the premium company that you are there to produce that product.
Yeah.
Not the cheapest, but the best.
That's a good point. Understanding what is it that you're actually selling and delivering, not selling a square meter rate. So
exactly.
Good point.
The other thing you mentioned before, Kurt, which I like a lot, and we've seen this in the last probably 2 to 2.5 years, the kind of collaboration. And you mentioned you were in Byron Bay, and there was contractors getting together, engaging rock up, and also communicating with one another. It's really, really great to see the kind of collaboration and the backup that guys have from one another. And we see this everywhere throughout the country, that all guys are talking. They're talking because it's such a specific industry, hey? And it's really, really good to see that what guys are doing out there, like just leveraging of each other.
Yeah, like I'll say to guys, this is one of the biggest things at the moment. I'll say to guys, that especially the ones that are getting into it, because there's a lot of guys that want to get into it right now. All right, go to a seminar, get your L plate. You know what I mean? Like, understand what it is your industry is all about. Go to the Works Plus seminar, get in around with a bunch of contractors. You know what I mean? Like, speak to, understand the knowledge. The knowledge is there. Understand it. You don't have to look and scroll and do that, go there, get your L plates, understand what the industry is. And then when you're ready to race and you want to get your Ps and get into that next level, give Rock Up a call. You know what I mean? Like we'll take it to the next level. But, you know, you've guys out there, you've got to get the information. You've got to get it from the right people.
12th to the 15th of July, just saying. Melbourne is the next one. Just a bit of a shameless plug there.
I have a question for you, Kurt. You mentioned it, one thing already is a myth in the industry that this is the speed you have to run it. Is there any other myths which you've been able to bust while on your journey?
Well, I had a really good one. Was you can't get stoned in the first pass.
Why not?
Because it just doesn't cart like that. It won't do it. Well, it will. I love that myth. And you just have to be patient, and you can't rely on what you have next to you. And you need to understand what is next to you in your little toolkit. Is that the right thing to be able to get the stone in the first pass? Or that's what you've been given because that's what they said that you could get in full pass. Well, not even full pass. That's what you get when you run over it 8 times. You will get stoned. Well, no, you're going to get stoned if you run over it 8 times. You know, I'd much rather be at home to do that. So that type of challenge, I love that. You know, just there's always going to be a way to get down to it. Like we've always spoken about in the Tech Talks. Once you get down to that layer in the concrete, you just, whatever machine it is, once you get into that abrasive material, then you can start moving through it. So
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Please. I had a chat with a contractor yesterday. It was actually quite funny, and this stuck in my head. You know, there's particular things when you talk about, and this particular thing got stuck to me. And he said, "Yeah, it's weird because I speak to all these guys, and they're talking about how smooth their floors are and how good they look, and like when they're going through their processes." And he was saying, "I leave scratches there because I need those scratches for my next tool. So my ugly is my fast, but it's gonna be my production rate. You know, my scratches are my production rate." And he said, "Those guys smoothing off these floors, they're just gonna go slow." I really like that. He said, like, my ugly is my fast.
Yeah, that's it. It's like understanding what a diamond tooling zetter do. You know, it's putting a profile into the floor, it's scratching the floor, and that next tool is designed to be able to remove that. We're not going into a 50-60 after a 30-40 trying to still flatten out the floor and chase stone. I mean, you can if you've got a week up your sleeve, you know, but why not cover that in the first process with the right tool to do it? Leave it nice, put a bloody set of single zigzags on there and just, you know, turn it into the biggest scratch you'll ever see. It's just going to make that next tool love it. You know what I mean? So
I've got one more one, Kurt. You've been through Australia now. You've seen a lot of contractors. What is Rock Up's next move? Where is Rock Up heading to? Like, I would say it's still a young company in the sense that you've been around for a long time, but young in the sense of your training and what you are doing with Rock Up Group at the moment. What can we expect from Rock Up over the next year or two?
Well, I think there's always going to be Rock Up support. You know, I'm always going to be in the industry helping guys get to where they need to be. So that's going to be a thing. We want to get a lot of educational stuff out there on a digital platform, you know, so you guys know the calls that you get all the time. So we want to be able to supply that type of information and that knowledge on another level, and we can capture a lot more people than just Australia that are asking us the questions as well. But these things take time and they're in development, you know, so, and I've seen a bit of a problem in the industry when it comes to machinery breakdown. Machinery servicing, there's a lot of guys that are down with machines for a while, don't really have anywhere to go. They might go to a certain type of company in Australia that charges a certain amount of money to rent or hire a machine at quite an expensive price. So we are looking at actually putting some machinery into the market for the professionals. Not the machine, we're not developing a machine. It's, you know, so I don't have that skill set. But we're actually going into a surge part of the industry where we can support contractors with high performance machinery, which guys are actually using those machineries. So,
but not your weekend warrior.
Not your weekend warrior. That's not our market. It is for pros. I just want to align it with the support that I give, that if something goes wrong on site or if you have a breakdown, they can have a solution straight away. It just still aligned with the rock-up support, and we have a bunch of machinery that we feel would be better out there used by pros than sitting gathering dust.
Want to make the dust, not gather it.
Make it. So if you guys need any machines to support your guys, here's a plug. I got ya.
Is that rock up rental, or is it does it have a separate name?
But I don't like the rental name, Josh, to be honest. Yeah, it's more of a surge. I like the word surge. It's to get you over the line.
Okay.
Get me out of the pickle.
I don't like paying to borrow equipment either.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting for us, because I see a big gap in the market there, and I'd like to be able to fill that. So that's something that's pretty exciting that's happening. So stay tuned.
Very cool.
Nice. This might be a controversial question.
Never.
You might want to not answer this one, but do you have a kind of rank per state? Which one produce the best looking floors? Which one need most improving? Which one need more support? Is there a table?
Who did it best? Come on, who did it best?
And that's all we've got time for today, guys.
Anyway. No, look, I'll be honest. There's no secrets in this game. I feel that in Victoria we do great floors. The reason why we do that is because we have the support at our footstep. We've had the support there for a very, very long time. With Josh and the family there, like it's been around for a very long time. It's been at the forefront for Victoria. So the further we go up the coast, the support over the years has died down, and I guess that's why we're all out there now, spreading our wings across the state to boost the knowledge and the quality up again. But in Victoria, we've always been fortunate to have the pros in the same circle at a very early stage. So Victoria does the best floors.
Well, that's a really good point you're making there, Kurt, because my role with Works Plus obviously is to support distribution. Our distributors like Oscar Diamond Tools in Queensland, BR Construction South Australia, and obviously Concrete Hire, and where we've got Brad and Ryan and Barbara and so on. And the knowledge.
And what's going on? This is everything outside of Victoria. That's your responsibility.
Well, no, what I was going to say. No, but Kurt made a really good point. There hasn't been a lot of support in those areas. And the good thing is, with all our distributors, they're gathering a lot of knowledge through all the training and all the stuff we've been doing out there. So like the support has grown so much more. And, it's really good to see that they're helping companies grow and giving knowledge and good basically information that guys can leverage off.
Since when I started up until now, very more recently, Daniel, absolutely, the training and support with the interstate guys and stuff like that, there's definitely been a big thing.
And plus, what you're doing, Kurt, I think you're doing a great job, man. I think a lot of guys have a lot of respect for what you do and putting the hard yards in.
Well, it's like I said, it's been great. It doesn't matter really what level you're at. There's always room to improve, whether it be on a process level, speed level, tooling level. Like, just keep going, keep on going.
Absolutely. No, we're definitely seeing the quality coming up, Kurt. You definitely, you've got the guys trained better, which angles to take the photos, like really low on the floor, how to take the hero shots. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. Actually, you are not kidding. I can take the best angle shot on the floor.
2-day program. Why don't we focus on how we
Look, I'm happy to come back and do we could do a tech talk on how to take the best photo on polished concrete. Like, I'm definitely a professional.
That sounds like a 3-parter.
Oh man!
No, we're seeing everywhere that you've been, you're leaving a trail of quality.
Awesome,
which is fantastic to see.
That's great. It all aligns.
Yeah, just to add to Josh, some of the customers here in New South Wales, which you have spent some time with, that I see as well, they've all been super thankful that there's somebody like you in this industry, and that their game has changed completely, and the amount they got out of the couple of days they spent with you said it's been a game changer for their business. And for those guys, we've seen their work elevate quite rapidly.
Awesome.
really good feedback for you there.
And I'd say the
Good
same
stuff.
about Victoria, but it's old news.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome, because that's my challenge, to go out there and do that. And when I get response like that, that knows that I'm doing the right thing. And this is the time now where we are in this climate to really push and really take on head to head some of those things out there. And yeah, we love it. That's good. That's good feedback. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful.
Thanks for joining us, Kurt.
Awesome.
No, it's been very good. It's been awesome to see you, mate. Nice to have you on. And yeah, it's fantastic. So we'll wrap things up there, I think, guys. Good chat. And feel free to leave some comments below and get in touch with Rock Up, get in touch with Works. We're all here. We're all ready. And I know from time to time I do say it, but just a reminder, again, I've had a couple of customers the last couple of weeks. Take advantage of YouTube on the Works Plus channel there, and all the tech talks are there, as well as some other good product videos and things like that. So YouTube is a bit of a go-to if you're not up on the Insta or Facebook and things like that. So cheers again, guys. Have a ripper, and I think it might be beer time.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Thirsty.
Thanks
All right,
so
guys.
much.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Kurt. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks,
Lovely
everyone.
to see you. Toodaloo.